So you wanna be an actor? Yo, what's up, everyone? This is Adam. So you wanna be an actor? And all this information and advice that I give you on here, I'm not saying all this because it's a pathway for you to succeed and to get exactly where it is that you want to be and make it in the industry. Because, like I said before, this is just advice that I'm sharing with you that may help you, that hopefully can help you, give you a step up. And the definition of the success and all that in the industry, I mean, that's up to you. Success is all how you see it. If you want to make millions of dollars, that's your version of success, or you just want to be able to act and make a decent living doing it, or maybe you just want to do it as a hobby, whatever it is. So you can't really determine success based off of other people. It has to be what you think success is. So like I said, these videos, they're to share my advice, share some information I know, my knowledge, and hopefully give you a path or set you in the right direction to get to where it is that you want to be. And last time we talked about branding yourself. This time I'll talk more about if you're just getting started too. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but just getting started and you don't really know exactly what to do, how to start off. A few good steps just to take is, well, one, you want to get a headshot. That's like your business card. And you could end up spending a lot of money on headshots. I would just ask around. Best thing to do is ask people word of mouth. Sometimes you have photographer friends. You get them to take some really nice headshots. Cameras are excellent these days, and even the iPhone 11 and the iPhone, I think it's the iPhone 10, man, you could take some amazing headshots with those cameras, and they're on people's cell phones, so it's not hard to find somebody with a good camera if you don't have one yourself. And just the main thing about it, when you're doing headshots, like I said, get the character that you want, get it to the show, whatever movie, whoever the director that you're wanting to brand yourself towards. So if you want like a cop headshot, of course, dress not exactly in a cop uniform or anything like that, but dress kind of like a detective, have a stern, tough look, something like that. Do your research, look up online about headshots and see the lighting, because that's the main thing. Not only about having a good camera, you don't even have to have the best camera, but if you can do the lighting and get the lighting right and everything, then you could have a really good headshot on a really low budget. So that's about all I have to say about headshots, I think. I don't think actors should be spending a lot of money nowadays. It's a lot different because you don't really have to print out headshots. That's a whole nother thing. But they are good to send to different offices or directors, whoever it is that you're targeting. Printing, you could just look up cheaper places. Most of these places print quality stuff. And the other thing is you're going to want to get some footage for a reel. And that's about the hardest thing to do, is getting real footage. And you're going to want to meet people. You could find student films, you could find independent little short films, maybe independent films, whatever it is. There's always people filming something. Or if you have a group of friends, the best thing I'd suggest to do is write scenes for yourself, or see what kind of scene it is that you want to play and watch scenes like that on TV, get ideas, some kind of inspiration from whatever it is that you want to make the scene, and then write your own scene. Have your buddies, collaborate with them. Do the scenes together, so then not only do you get real footage, if you guys have to rent a camera or hire somebody to film it for you, then your friend or whoever it is also can get footage from it as well. So the main thing about those is, like anything else, lighting. You have to have good lighting. You want it to look good, so lighting and the sound. You want to have good sound. You don't want it to have a lot of noise and stuff in the background. You don't want to have a lot of distractions. You want it to really be professional, and it's not extremely hard, but it's still kind of hard to do it because not very many people, especially if you're going to like a film school or something like that and starting off with people like that shooting scenes, a lot of the time they're just learning. So I would suggest you have to get somebody that knows what they're doing, and that's probably the hardest thing, is getting a reel. I would say there's these reel service things, but I kind of feel like they're a scam. I've never really done it, but I have seen a few people that have got scenes shot from them, and I don't know, there's something about them that I don't particularly like, but I guess it's better than having nothing. They just seem a little fake, and it seems cheap for the price that you pay for it. Like, you pay a lot of money, a couple $100 or more sometimes, and the quality, the overall product when it comes out doesn't really look too good. I don't know, just to me, but maybe there's new ones out there. I haven't looked into that, but that's something else you can look into, is those reel services where they set up scenes. They have these pre-made, I guess, scenes written out for you. You learn it, you film it, they provide the reader, all this stuff. So if you're solo, then it does help out, but I would suggest meeting people. That's a huge thing, is meeting people and networking with people and getting that footage, and getting the footage that goes towards your branding that you're trying to set yourself up as. And I know it's hard to figure out and choose because there's so many different shows, but if you look at it, see all the different shows. There's procedurals, which are a lot of detective, cops, lawyer shows like that, and some of them are even like the hospital dramas and stuff. But there's plenty of those shows out there. And then there's also comedy. If you want comedy, then you're gonna have to do comedy scenes. You're gonna want to stick out. You're gonna want to have something on your reel like that. And I found that's probably one of the hardest things to do, is have a lot of comedy scenes, because not a lot of people really write comedy that I know of. I met a lot of comedians, they do stand-up, but they don't really write a lot of comedy, and it's pretty tough, that I've experienced anyways, to find a lot of good comedy scenes that you could do that haven't already been like written and put into movies and stuff like that. But I'm sure you can find something and put it in your reel if you want to do that. So yeah, you got to focus on what it is that you want: comedy, drama, maybe a character actor, stuff like that, where if you're a character actor, you have different scenes where you play completely different people. And that's the thing. So reels, they give you a leg up so people could see where you're at in your acting craft. And also on a lot of the casting websites, they charge you a little extra, put up reel. A lot of them charge by either the time that the reel is, like by the minute, or else sometimes they charge by just putting up clips. Some of them you have a subscription, so that's a whole different thing too. But for the main thing is attaching the video clips, attaching that stuff. It brings you to a different category, because the way it works is, if you just have a headshot up there and you get submitted to a project, somebody with a headshot and a reel gets submitted to that same project, they'll put your headshot below that other person's. And then there's also other stuff where they have other add-ons to the things, which are just little ways for them to make money. But in the end, that's what I've heard, it helps out. And so like, they have a headshot, they have a reel, and then they have some other little thing that's added onto it, and it brings them to the top of the list. And when the casting directors look at it, they see those ones at the very top, and to get to the very bottom, where it's just the headshots that were submitted alone, if they go all the way down that far. So it says it increases, a lot of people say it increases your chances of getting picked for things like that. So that's a good thing to do, is get the real footage. And I would suggest like that, meeting people and practicing. And it's good to know different things. So I mean, Adobe has a lot of things, but I'm sure there's other programs out there. So it's good to know photo editing, because people will charge you to edit your photos. It's good to know how to edit video, at least the basics of it. It's good to know all these things, because the industry is filled with different stuff, and the more you know, the easier it is for you to help yourself out. Plus, you could always help out other people, and you never know where that's going to lead you to. So I'm sure you have a good idea of what good headshots are. And like I said, they're subjective. Most people will tell you a headshot is good, other people this and that. They all have their own likes and what they think is good, but I think in general, if you have a good headshot that's solid and you like it and you put it out there, it's going to get good responses. That's the main thing, is you got to be happy about what you're putting out there. And the same thing with the reel. Get that good footage, get the good quality, get the good sound, and of course you have to have good performance in there. You want to show off your best foot, and that's the main thing. Is I don't think that they necessarily fully watch the whole reel. Some people do, but I've been told plenty of times you got to capture their attention in the first 10 seconds, and so that's what you always want to lead off with. You always want to lead off your reel with your strongest clips first, and you gotta put something on there that grabs their attention. I don't know if it's 100% true. I don't know if most people even watch the reels. I mean, it seems like they don't have a lot of time, but if they do watch it, it's a good thing. Yeah, have your first 10 seconds something that catches their attention where they'll pay attention to you more. So it's just like anything. You want stuff to stick out. Not just random things either. Not just something that's going to randomly stick out in a bad way. You want it to stick out in a positive and a good way. So that's another thing to look at. But yeah, that's a lot that I have to say on headshots and reels. I'd just be careful because there are a lot of scams out there where people will just charge you a bunch of money for headshots and for this reel stuff, and then it doesn't even come out well. That's why I say it's always good just to meet people, film the stuff yourself, film it with friends, and even like that, you're practicing your craft, you're working on these other skills. So if you could film your own scenes and then later on you keep getting better, you'll just keep getting better content too. So that's my main thing on that. If you have questions, ask, feel free, write them in the comments. I'll answer them the best I can. Until next time, like, subscribe, and share, and, break a leg, as they say. I say good luck, but, acting terms, right? But I'll talk to you later. Peace.